What if death is not a goodbye, but a doorway to another realm? Grab a cup of coffee or a tea because I'm gonna tell you a beautiful story. Hi there, gorgeous soul, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Babs Paz, and I'm here to sparkle a movement of spiritual awakening in the modern world. In today's video, we are in France in mid-19th century. Science and religion are quietly clashing, each fighting for the domination over the human mind. And right in the middle of it all, a rational teacher faces something so intriguing, so amazing, that defies every known law of nature. Could this be a start of a discovery revealing secrets from the beyond that every human soul seeks? Let me give you a context. This is the age of mystery. Europe was buzzing with new ideas. Laboratories were celebrating the Cartesian logic. The Catholic Church, that once was more powerful than kings, was losing it. It was beginning to lose ground to science. So people now were started to only believe in what they could see, hear, taste, try 100 times with the same results. But as microscopes begin to show the material world, another kind of mystery pops up. Tables spinning in French salons, knocking sounds that answered questions, voices whispering out of the blue. It all started earlier in Hydesville, USA, where two teenager sisters opened the door to the unknown. So we have this skeptical professor, Hippolyte Léon Denisard Revailloud. He was born in Lyon in 1804 from a well-known family, and he was educated under Pestalozzi's innovative method in Switzerland. There, he learned that true knowledge comes from intuition and careful observation, skills that later would help him keep from falling in pure superstition. Revailloud was a man of reason, respected teacher, and an author of textbooks. Nothing about him suggested that he would one day become the codifier of a spiritual doctrine that would shake the human logic through its core. Then he hears a calling to adventure. 1854, his friend, Monsieur Fortieu, mentioned these turning tables, dancing tables. Revailloud, of course, laughed. And he replied, "I'll believe that the day that someone proves that a table has a brain to think, nerves to feel, and can fall asleep as a somnambulist." But the idea was stuck in his mind. Curious got the best of him. He decided to investigate, not with blind belief, but with the rigor of a scientist. How was his encounter with the mystery? In 1855, he finally attended to one of those sessions. At first, he observed in silence, but when he saw complex questions being answered through knocks and movement, answers beyond the participation, he acknowledged. So his skepticism began to tremble a little bit. Revailloud thought, this is no visible trick. But if it's not a fraud, then what is it? Soon, someone handed him 50 notebooks filled with years of spirit communications, raw, chaotic, disorganized. His task was very challenging: to compile, analyze, verify, organize everything, and yet the educator in him couldn't resist. He accepted. Revailloud didn't settle for one medium or one meeting. He picked up answers from everywhere and compiled. He worked with dozens of cross-checking answers from different places, from people that didn't know each other. He compared the answers. He questioned again. He applied logic to it. He wasn't creating theories. He was gathering evidence step by step. And slowly, something greater emerged, not just some strange phenomenon, but a universal framework about death, life, immortality of the soul. Now about the revelation. 1857, the Spiritist book was published. 501 questions and answers, clear, logical, accessible, understandable. It was the official birth of Spiritism. For its release, Revival chose a new name, Allan Kardec. This, they said, was a name when he was a spiritual guide once used in a past life, back in the time of Druids. And the journey keeps going. The road was far from easy. Kardec faced harsh criticism, persecution. His books were burned by Inquisition. Yet he kept going, publishing the core of works that became known as the Spiritist codification. The Spiritist book, the Medium's book, the Gospel according to Spiritism, Heaven and Hell, and Genesis. Each book explained this new border, new frontier between science, philosophy, and spirituality. Allan Kardec didn't just report strange events. He did more. He turned them into structured knowledge, offering the world a doctrine that bridges reason, faith, and inquiry. And so, a skeptical professor became the discoverer of an invisible world, unveiling mysteries that still fascinate scientists, philosophers, and seekers of the truth until today. What about you? Have you ever witnessed something that defied logic? Share here in the comments below. Who knows, maybe your story is the next clue to this great mystery. And if you want to know anything else about Kardec's life, there is a wonderful movie about his life on Netflix. And if you like this video, put a like, subscribe, and check the next one.